Hey, what's up guys, how you all doing? I'm Paul the Tech Giant and welcome back to the channel, where today I'm going to be unboxing and testing out this Samsung Q990F soundbar. Now this isn't any old soundbar, this is a Dolby Atmos soundbar with rear surround speakers and a sub, which claims to offer a wireless speaker experience. Well, about as wireless as you can get with one of these systems anyway. And on top of that, when connected up to a compatible TV, such as this Samsung Q990F, you can take full advantage of the soundbar and the TV's inbuilt speakers together for a more immersive sound. Now, as always, I just want to say a massive thanks to UK electrical retailer Peter Tyson for kindly sending over this soundbar for testing. Now, if you like what you see in this video and you want to pick one up for yourselves, you're going to be safe in the knowledge knowing that you're going to get yourself free delivery. They have finance options available, which is all backed up by the amazing score and reviews on Trustpilot. And why stop at a soundbar? Treat yourself to a new TV, like the Samsung Q990F that I'll be showing in this video. So if you are looking to pick up a new soundbar or maybe a TV, then please go and check out their link in the description and help support the company that helps support the channel. Okie dokie, let's crack on then, and first off we're going to take a quick look around the outside of the box. Very plain looking, but still, let's go in. So it says Samsung Soundbar Q990F. Moving up to the top of the box, and it further says Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, HDMI. Moving across, and it says works with Apple AirPlay, works with Google Cast and Spotify. Right, let's now get this box open then. So let's break that seal. As we can see, first off, we are presented with the soundbar itself. Moving down to the next layer, again, all nicely packaged. So we have a little box there. That looks like the sub to me. Then I'm guessing that's the speakers. Again, this is all well packaged. Right, let's first start off by unboxing some of the speakers and the accessories before we actually get to the main event, the soundbar. So let's break that off there. And there we go, the two speakers. There we go, get the first look at those. So, gonna have speakers at the front and being Atmos, we're gonna have upward firing speakers as well. Moving around to the back of the speaker, and we have the ID set button there and standby link. Moving to the bottom of the speaker, and we have the connection there for our power cable. I like the way that it's also channeled out, so it will come out looking nice and neat. And then obviously we've got the second rear speaker, and that is just the same as the one that we've just looked at. Next up is the sub, and there she blows. Got to say, it smells lovely. Don't you just love the smell of brand new electricals? I know I do. Loving the colour on this, sort of a bluish grey, got the Samsung logo just there. Spinning it around, and you can see we've got one subwoofer just there. Spin it around the other way, we have another one. So two subs there, that's nice. Two for the price of one. Looks like we've got a couple of LEDs there. It says link, standby, and we've got a button there for ID set again, and of course a connection for our power cable. Now we come to this little accessory box. So a little bit of paperwork there, product overview, then we have our simple user guide. Moving on, and we do have what looks like a couple of brackets finished in black. So I'm guessing that's going to be to wall mount the soundbar. Next up, and we have a whole range of power cables. And we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 of those, and they're going to be 2 for the rear speakers, 1 for the sub and 1 for the soundbar itself. Last couple of things in the box now then, and we have some AAA batteries, which are for a remote control. And that's very similar to what you get on some of the high-end Samsung TVs. Very nice, small, it is plastic. So the buttons that we've got on there, we've got a power button, got like a source button there as well, sound mode, info, volume up and down, so on and so forth. So yeah, overall, I think that's a very nice remote control indeed. Now let's get to the best part of this unboxing, and that is taking a look at the soundbar itself. Let's peel back this protective wrapper, and there she blows. I've got to say it, that looks proper meaty, but then so it should do, seeing as housing 23 speakers. Now if we go in closer and take a look at the design, got this plastic mesh going on there, protecting all those speakers. That continues all the way around these sides. Now moving up to the top, and we've got these horizontal lines there. Looks very nice indeed. We can see one of the two Atmos speakers just there, other one at the other end. And moving back to the left hand side, Samsung logo. Up there we've got a QR code for smart things. Moving along to the middle and we come to some buttons, and we do have a protective film on these. So let's peel that off. And so the first button is our multi button. Now with this you can turn on the soundbar, and also you can change the source input. Moving along and we come to our volume button, so we got plus and minus there. And then finally on the end we have our microphone button. Now press on that and you'll mute the microphone, and hold it down for 3 seconds to put it into Bluetooth pairing. Now just down from those buttons we do have this sticker telling us more about the soundbar. So it says true 11.1.4 channel full surround. Across from that it says wireless Dolby Atmos and Q Symphony. Then just down from that it goes on to say again about works with Apple AirPlay, works with Google Cast, Alexa built-in, Spotify, Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Now I've just flipped the soundbar over so we can have a look at some of the inputs and outputs. So the first one that we come to is the digital audio in, and that is optical. Just up from that and we do have a service port. Moving along to the centre of the speaker, and we can see we have some HDMIs. So first one up there is HDMI to TV eARC/ARC, then HDMI 1 and HDMI 2. And then finally on the end we have where we connect the power cable. Okie dokie, let's now get this system all set up, and trust me, it is dead simple to do. So I've gone on ahead and connected up an HDMI lead to this Samsung TV on its eARC/ARC HDMI port on the back, and then connected the other end to the soundbar's eARC/ARC HDMI. Once I'd done that, I connected up the soundbar to the power supply, and if we press the power button, you can see we do have a little display on there, and we can change the various input sources. So now that we know that we've got power going to the soundbar, how do we go connecting up the sub and rear speakers? Well, we got the sub down here, dead simple. So, as they said, it is a wireless speaker setup here. Now they say wireless, of course you've got to have a power cable, but there's no actual cable connecting the sub to the soundbar. So all that we need to do is get the power cable, plug that into the back of the sub, get a blinking blue light. It now goes solid blue. That means it is now connected to the soundbar. How simple is that? Now we come to the rear speakers, and they are just as easy to set up. Now they are marked up as surround speaker left and surround speaker right. And once again, flip it over, get our power cable, plug that in like so, blinking blue light, and there we go, that is now also connected, and we just need to repeat the process on the other speaker. Now, because we've connected this soundbar to a compatible Samsung TV, and if we go to the TV sound settings, and we can see that the TV has automatically detected the soundbar. So it's already set up to utilise the TV's inbuilt speakers and the soundbar in harmony. Now, of course, you don't have to have the TV and soundbar working together. You can opt just to select the soundbar itself, and we do also have the option to connect the soundbar to the TV via Bluetooth. So if you wish, you can do away with the HDMI cable. Now, of course, not everyone does own a Samsung TV, but you'll still be able to take advantage of the soundbar, just not with that Q Symphony feature. Now, another great thing about the way that we've got this set up is if we grab the remote control for the soundbar and we turn the volume up or down, you can notice that it does actually come up saying that it is connected to the soundbar, and we see the volume going up and down on the TV screen. Plus, if we grab the remote for the TV itself, do the volume on that, and it displays the same again. So we are controlling the sound for the TV and the soundbar together using the TV's remote control. Now, if at any point for some reason you don't want the soundbar on, but you just want the sound coming out from the TV, simply turn off the soundbar and it goes back to playing the sound from the TV itself. And this is confirmed by using the TV's remote control, and it just says TV speaker. Now, before we actually start testing out the sound on this soundbar, and I actually have already, and trust me, it is mind-blowing, we're going to take a look at how we can control the soundbar using the remote control and the app. So if we go in closer to the soundbar itself, we can see that once we do the volume, that does come up on that little display just there. It is very small, but then it's not too intrusive either, so that's a good thing. We've then got the volume there for the sub, so we can turn that up or down directly from there. And then we also have tone control. So this is for your basic treble and bass. Again, just plus and minus on that. So nice and simple controls. Now, when we want to control how much sound comes out of each speaker, if we press the channel level button, we can actually change the sound level from the various speakers. So you can tune it perfectly to where you are sitting. Next, we come to the sound mode button. Press that and you go through various sounds such as surround, gain, got standard there, and adaptive sound. And then finally up the top, we have our source button, and that scrolls through the various HDMIs and Bluetooth. Now, there is a far more modern and easier way to control the soundbar without the remote control, and that is by using the Samsung SmartThings app. Now, as you can see, I've already gone ahead and connected up the soundbar. It was dead easy to do. Just scan the QR code on the soundbar itself, and as you can see on here, we can control things like the volume, so just turn that up a little bit there. Yep, I can confirm that works. Then we got things like the sound mode. So again, click on that and we've got all the various sound modes available on there. Far easier to see than it is on that small display on the soundbar. We also have access to the equalizer, so you can really fine tune that sound, and also control for the sub. Moving down a bit, we've got advanced sound settings in there. So again, different modes that we can toggle on or off. And then one thing that's definitely going to be easier to use is the channel level via the app, because we can see all the different speakers that we are adjusting, and we can just do that at a single, it says, swipe of the screen like so. Now, this next feature I think is absolutely mental. So at the moment I'm playing a bit of YouTube on the TV and the sound is coming out the soundbar, but on my phone what I've got is a bit of music playing, as you can hear. And if I go over to the soundbar, tap it on the side, we get this notification pop up. And if I press start now, and now we have the sound that was playing on my phone playing out of the soundbar. How mental is that? Just a simple tap, no messing about, and you're ready to go. Right, now we've come to the part of the video that you've all been waiting for, and that is actually testing out the sound on this soundbar. Now, due to copyright reasons, I'm gonna have to break the video up a little bit, so you have to excuse if it does jump around somewhat, but we will start off by playing some films with Dolby Atmos. Now, stating the obvious, you're not gonna get the full effect at home, but I will be telling you exactly what I heard and what I thought of it. So without further ado, let's crack on.
would you read to me?
You hate that book.
I don't want to read either. Let's dance.
Do you want to dance, or do you want to open your present? Happy anniversary. Where do you want to go first?
Well, what did you think about that? Well, like I said earlier, you're not going to be able to tell at home, but I certainly can. And trust me, that is one banging soundbar. Now, I have tested out soundbars in the past, and by far, this is the best I've ever tested. Now, don't get me wrong, it isn't as good as a proper dedicated amplifier and speakers, but to be fair, it does come pretty close and without a lot of the fuss. So what did I hear? Well, for starters, it goes pretty loud. I mean, I didn't even turn it up all the way. I felt it went more than loud enough for the room that I'm in, and there was no distortion whatsoever. When I was turning it up, I was expecting the sub to be maybe over flapping a bit or the speakers to be distorting, but no, it was crystal clear. Now, as far as the actual experience goes, it was top tier. Gotta say it, I've never actually tried a full-on Atmos soundbar before, and that was very impressive. Straight away, I could actually hear the height difference with those speakers. Now, particularly when I was playing back Blade Runner, you could hear the rain all around. It really did feel like it was dropping all around me, front, behind. You could hear things from the top that I've not heard before on a regular setup. Again, the soundstage, really nice and wide. And before you guys say it, yes, I know I've got these units either side, but I did test out this system last night, and I moved all that out of the way, put it all in the perfect position, and it was mental. So I did just set it up like this for demonstration purposes on this video. Now, what I did find very interesting was when I actually turned just to the soundbar instead of having the Q Symphony running, where it plays the sound from the TV and the soundbar, and you could notice quite a bit of difference, to be fair. Using a compatible Samsung TV really does bring out that extra level of detail. And then I actually switched the soundbar off and just relied on the TV speakers, and boy, did it sound utter pants when I did that. And it's at that point you do realise that you actually do need a soundbar or amp and speakers, because the ones in the TVs, they're okay to get you along, but realistically, for that full experience, you're going to want a decent sound setup. So now we've tested out a couple of movies, let's see what it sounds like with some music. Well, nothing like a banging tune to wake you up in the morning, and that certainly did. So what are my thoughts on that then? Well, got to be honest, I don't think soundbars are the best when it comes to playing back music. I always think a dedicated amplifier and speakers are the way to go, especially floor standers. But once again, by far, this is the best soundbar I've ever tested out when it comes to music. So the sub did quite a good job there, pumping out that bass. Mids could be a bit better, I feel, but again, I'm comparing that to like big floor standers that I've tested out in the past. But for what it is, I thought it was good enough. And as you would have heard, it goes more than loud enough. But that's for the average living room. If you want an actual house party, like I said, you're gonna need something more substantial than that. But overall, I think it's a tremendous soundbar, and I definitely recommend it. Whilst it's not cheap at the end of the day, it does serve a purpose for those who don't want all the fuss with an amplifier, running cables everywhere. It is so easy to install and set up, which I know will appeal to a lot of people. So there you have it then, guys. Now don't forget, if you want to pick up one of these soundbars for yourself, I'll be putting a link in the description for Peter Tyson where you can go and pick one up. And, oh, excuse me, just bumped into the brand new LG G5 OLED, also sent over by Peter Tyson, and I'll be testing that out very soon. So if you want to see that video, then please make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you've enjoyed today's video, then please give me a thumbs up. So thanks very much for joining me today, and hopefully I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Bye for now.